Namaste.
Namaskar.
We are back with the mystic, my Guruji, ShriViral, and the topic is how do we self-sabotage? Uh, this is a thing which was slightly lingering around my mind also, and who better than asking this question to you is the best thing to start uh, solving it. Uh, in the journey there are so many times you put in efforts and there is so many times you want to improve your life, but sometimes it happens that you just don't choose the right thing, and it is sometimes when you don't choose it, जो बाकी के जो डिसीजंस होते हैं वो इतने सेल्फ सैबोटेजिंग होते हैं तो ऐसे लगता है हम लोग 4 स्टेप्स पीछे गए. तो in the first place, why in general everybody goes through this?
First of all, thank you, Rishikesh, to bring up this point. Today, I just apologize. Some light issue is there, though I have a very good light here. I don't know. I've been adjusting for half an hour, so to please bear with me. Self sabotage. You need to understand the first of all why do we sabotage and what the sabotage means exactly. You rightly mentioned about the choices we make. You see, life is all about the choices, and the choices are there because we have a contrasting situations.
Yes.
In the contrast, there are options. In the options, there is alignment and disalignment. Either you are aligned. When I say align, means there is a universal energy flow which is flowing through you,
Yes.
and then you have your own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and what you speak.
Yes.
When these things are not in alignment, as when you have something else in your heart and you are speaking something else, your thought is not matching with what you feel. So in these circumstances, definitely you are not aligning with the universal flow of the energy,
Yes.
and the decision making process is hindered by this, and you are slowed down in the journey. Well, this is how the decisions we make. Very important point is that why do we sabotage? First of all, my question is, do we really know that we are sabotaging? If you are aware that you are sabotaging, definitely you will make some attempts to come out of it.
Yes. Yes.
Secondly, if you are aware you are sabotaging, definitely your next decision and the choice you make will make a difference in your life.
Better. Yes.
Now, are you sabotaging your life? That if you is the title suggestion, if we ask that question, which is more relevant and more important. Well, I don't know whether I'm sabotaging my life or not. How do you come to know? And what is the sabotage? You have a potential of being something. Okay, very striking example. There are two finest, best men of the Indian cricket history. They contemporary. They came at the same time. They
Yes.
had the same potential. The one grew bigger, the other sabotaged himself.
Yes.
What was the sabotage and sabotage? How did he sabotage his progress? He deviated in his decisions.
Yes.
He was not in alignment. He has taken his life into a different course. His focus was lost. I'm talking about Vinod Kamli and Sachin
Yes.
Tendulkar.
Yes. Yes.
It's a very striking example that we can identify ourselves with. Now, this is a very different kind of sabotage. That he went after the glitter, he went after the shining objects. He wanted to catch something which never existed. So there was a void, and he
Yeah.
fell down in his own void, and that is how he sabotaged. He could not fill himself with the achievements in the cricket.
He needed more.
That's a one kind of a, I won't call this as a sabotage, it's a fallout.
Yeah.
In the second scenario, when you talk about the sabotage, that you have the potential, but you don't want to use it.
Yeah. That is also okay.
That's a real sabotage. There are opportunities, you don't want to take it. You are afraid of progress.
Why would somebody be afraid of progress?
Because the comfort which they have in the given environment is much more. Because of the trauma and the hurt the person has gone through, he is reluctant to move forward. He feels safe in that. His safety is because to do something, to come out of the sabotage, you have to really work towards it. No,
Yeah.
it's
वो
challenging.
तो कंफर्ट जोन
So,
से बाहर निकलना.
apart from the comfort zone, the first step you take, what do you need to do to take the first step? Tell me.
You
A
have
very
to first
simple question. A very
identify.
simple. No, 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 my dear friend. You have to really watch out your steps, and you would understand. जहां आप खड़े हो वहीं से एक पैर उठाना पड़ता है.
Yes.
वो उठाने का ही डर लगता है. वो उठाना ही नहीं चाहते इंटरनली. They feel so secure within themselves that they cannot move forward at all.
Hmm.
Now, these kind of sabotage is very dangerous. This is a psychological condition, and it requires therapy, it requires help, it requires changing the brain chemicals. It is the fear that the person has. When you move forward, you may lose something. When you move forward, the current environment you have to change. They resist the change,
Hmm.
and in that resistance, they do not move forward at all. And it has been years and years and years, that it has been like it. So
Guruji, you're mute.
I had to attend some call.
अच्छा.
So that's the point. You are afraid to move forward. You are afraid to go ahead. The stagnancy is safety, and your experiences do not allow you to go on to do or make any changes whatsoever.
Hmm.
That's the reality. The important point is that are you aware that you are sabotaging? Do you know you are sabotaging? Do you know that you are not playing to your full potential? No, you don't know. A slightest sabotage is also sabotage. Is humans are working to their full potential? I'm afraid they are not.
Hmm.
So it has been my observation that I go to the famous area of Mumbai, which is Masjid Bandar.
Hmm.
The best thing you see is there are हाथ गाड़ी वाले, they pull lot of weight out of their capacity.
Yes.
They pull the cart and they shift various materials. On physical level, they do operate with their potential. They increase their potential day by day. Irrespective of the age, they do it. See, if you are carrying your past with you, you are not operating your full potential. The infinite potential that we have, no, we don't do that. We definitely operate out of limitations, out of restrictions. And only those move forward. हम जब मूव फॉरवर्ड की बात कर रहे हैं, फुल पोटेंशियल की बात कर रहे हैं, तो देन वी थिंक ओनली ऑफ द पीपल हु हैज मेड लॉट ऑफ मनी. So that is not so. In the sports, in politics, in public life, in acting, in many various areas, the potential can be expressed, exhibited. Shilpkar, painter, musician, they all come into that category. It's not, the criteria is not, when we say sabotage, it's not only about money at all.
Yeah, life.
Somehow, our criteria of a success is definitely connected with money. And that's not our fault right now. This is the yug. This is the Kali Yuga which is forcing us to only think about the money, and money is the only criteria by which your personality, your achievements, your potential is measured. So it is again looked at as if you do not take the opportunity, you are sabotaging. For an example, there was a case where she was handling the case and the person wanted to invest some 80 lakhs rupees in a portfolio and she refused. She advised her not to invest. And he was damn angry with Shri. He said, "You are making me lose an opportunity to earn money." And for him, Shri was sabotaging the potential of making money. But contrary, what happened? That he saved his money. And after some time, he came to know that was a scam, which Shri already read it before.
Hmm.
So, from which perspective you are looking is very important. At what point of time you are looking is very important. What seems to be sabotage may be a savior.
Yes.
But
Yes.
sometimes your unconscious says, don't move forward. You don't have to move forward. You have to stop. That's not sabotage. In friends we say, अरे रिस्क ले ले क्या फर्क पड़ता है, लाइफ में रिस्क तो लेना ही पड़ता है. And you have seen people falling from such a huge height that they can never come back in their life. So again, you are accessing your certain limiting beliefs, and by limiting belief, you are operating. And if you sabotage yourself through the limiting beliefs, all that you need to do is overcome those beliefs and open the gates for the energies to operate. You know that very well. We have been talking about this subject, that what man is most afraid of, apart from the natural fear that we have of falling down and fear of noise, fear of falling down and fear of noise. The another fear that we have, that which actually sabotage ourselves, the big way, is that I cannot become God.
Hmm.
So yesterday I had a very interesting conversation with one of my friend Ashok. He's my college friend, and we have been chatting on that uh, at night something, and I was teasing him. So we just talk about he said he mentioned something that about the कि भगवान हम सब मनुष्य को बनाते हैं या समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो आई सेड ओके. सो इस नाते भगवान हमारे पिता हुए, राइट? नाउ लिसन टू दिस वेरी केयरफुली. तो कैसे लिखा जाता है? ऋषिकेश भगवान, वीरल भगवान, अशोक भगवान, ये भगवान. तो हम खुद भगवान है ही, और हमारे में वो पोटेंशियल है. अगर हम उसी के अंश है तो हम
Yes.
उस तक नहीं पहुंचते. उससे बड़ा सैबोटेज क्या हो सकता है? यही एक फियर आपको आगे बढ़ने से रोकता है. दिस इज द फियर मेक यू टू सरेंडर एट सेवरल प्लेसेस, है ना? सरेंडर इन द सेंस सरेंडर योर पावर्स टू द
Hmm.
एक्सटर्नल. You always want to be guided. You always want to be brought down. You always been taught from the beginning, juk ja, juk ja, juk ja. And then we today discussing that are you sabotaging your growth? Because you have conditioned your child to sabotage. We have not opened up the gates of freedom to the child to move out and do things. Just out of the fear that child do not know how to protect himself or herself. And as our duty is to protect them from the probable danger,
Hmm.
we feel that we have all rights on our child and we can decide and dictate their life. उसे कुछ समझ नहीं आता. And that I have been talking to Divya from US.
Yes.
Now, some of you did not like my first episode. It's okay for me. These are my views. And my every views, nobody should be aligned 100% to that. And everyone has their own way and to look at the things.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a third episode with her tomorrow, specifically on the psychological development of understanding the child. We have covered the spiritual development. We have covered the physiological development.
Practical.
We have covered from perspective from the child as how do the child is complex and confused about how he or she is being treated. The After the tomorrow's episode, I will open up some more Pandora's box. So my point of view is that are you sabotaging? You have to check. You have to find out. You have to be aware about it. You should know whether you are sabotaging or not. And for me, only your current potential that if you do not play to, you are sabotaging. First of all, you don't know what is your potential. You have to raise your bar again and again and again and again and again. And that is what challenge you should take.
Yes. Yes.
Keep your goals high, keep your targets more profound, and actually apply to yourself and do things. You cannot do this because if you sabotage, you cannot do it. So you are internally afraid of change of any kind.
Because of the fear, you choose wrong things or things which are
So
not on the alignment.
no, I see right in them. I'm not seeing wrong in them. I'm seeing why do they do that? so it is easier for us to move forward.
Mm.
It does not mean that everybody should move and everybody should walk and everybody should run at the same space and the same speed and the same destination, the same goal. No, everyone has a different goal.
Yes.
But when I look at some people, I'll tell you, a simple jaduwala from one house, he has covered the entire society. And from the society, he has taken, contracts of societies after society and given an employment to many people and keeping the environment clean and doing it over a period in years and years and years. That is what called operating from the potential. He grew. He grew to his limits. At some time, why do we feel saturated? Contentment. हो गया बस इससे ज़्यादा नहीं करना. At that time, you need to ask yourself, are you sabotaging your growth?
Mm.
And the best way to work, Rishikesh, is to, if you're sabotaging, first is to be aware about it.
Yes.
In 99% cases, people are unaware about their sabotage. To be aware means हनुमान की पूंछ में आग लगाना. जब उसकी पूंछ में आग लगेगी तो वो सारी लंका को आग लगा देगा. यानी जब उसमें वो कीड़ा जागेगा कि मुझे ग्रोथ करना है, तो वो सारी सोसाइटी में धमाल मचा देगा.
हड़कम हो जाएगा. Right.
The other aspect that comes to my mind in case of sabotage, that some people over target themselves
अच्छा.
out of their potential. That is also a way of sabotage.
So these are two extremes. One doesn't target well, and one targets too much.
At that time, he he falls down. He falls down from his own aspirations. He falls down from all his dreams. He falls down from all that he has created in his mind. He falls down from the position that his confidence was at one point. He falls down in his own eyes. That's sabotage.
Yes.
Because he could not at that point of time give that thrust of physical action, the energy to achieve the targets which he has set. This comes from the space that I have to prove myself. I
Mm.
have to achieve something and show it to the world. I have to show it to the world. That is why you tend to take a bigger goal than what you can achieve, a higher goal than what you can achieve. So fundamentally, it is a psychological condition. Secondly, it becomes a spiritual state, and each segment has to be looked differently. And most of the time, our brain operates from only and only two motivation.
Only two.
I want motivation. Sorry. I want to avoid pain.
Hmm. But when we sabotage, eventually the pain is
And
on going to be there
the
anyways.
second is I want
Acha,
to seek more pleasure.
acha.
So when avoiding pain becomes more heavier,
Hmm.
which is out of their experience, then there is every possibility that the person will not move forward.
Yes.
So when they take their actions, their the boundary or the daira in which they operate is very limited.
Right.
I stay in Thane. So in Thane, there was I think 2 years ago, there was a small shop at the corner of a very prime location in Thane. And this guy was selling vada pav. Now he was selling vada pav, and the commissioner came, and the road winding, the almost entire shop gone.
Hmm.
He had a very little space to operate from. So what he did actually, he left this place and he found another place, shop, bigger one, better one, official one, and he started, a sort of a dry fruit store, a snacks. Started selling sweets, and today, after so many years, he has around 8 to 10
Sure.
shops in Thane. Famous name, Prashant Corner.
Acha.
He has his own factory now to manufacture sweets. He has in his factory he manufactures almost every product that he sells, and he provide a very satisfactory, eating place for charts. He
Amazing.
is playing from his full potential. So he is the obstacle which is there. He did not succumb to the fear. He did not succumb to the pain. He did not succumb to anything. And this is what I call the alignment.
Right.
What was happening at the time of the growth? Now, these are the common example that is also going to happen with you when you grow. One of his consultant was my relative, and we used to talk a lot about him. He was very negative about his growth. He says कि ये आदमी कभी गिरेगा, कभी गिरेगा, कभी गिरेगा. But it was his way of looking at the things. He never fell down. He's still robust, strong, powerful.
Yeah.
He's only customer oriented. He if you go in his shop, he will create such a good facility for you, and it's so neat, clean, everything. That is entire his packing towards anything. He takes care of it. This is growth. So, from the perspective, if somebody says that, oh, he is only 7 shops, he has not gone to 70 shops, for them it is sabotage. But
Correct.
these are the people who are observant too. They are just the observers, they are not doers.
Hmm.
They will pass comments on somebody. And that is how we tend to sabotage ourselves by looking at others' limitations. We have trained our brain only to look at others' limitations. So, in my opinion, Rishikesh, the only thing that you have to open up yourself to the all possibilities, ready to take challenges, anything that requires for you to do action on a daily basis, doing something, something, and something all the time, right or wrong doesn't matter. Taking the step towards your goal. It is not necessary that every time you are going to succeed, but from every mistake you learn and move forward. People who sabotage hardly take actions and they always doubt their actions. They have a challenge with the trust. They can't trust the natural process.
Hmm.
I should not talk about this example, but I will definitely, for the clarity of some people, I will talk. A gentleman was offered a job 50 years before in Iran, from Mumbai, with all the facilities. He did not accept it. He chose family. So, in my opinion, that is a sabotage. Because after some time, he could have given all that he should give to the family.
Yes.
And the person who offered him the job and the entire operation was none other than the Hinduja brothers. And he was very closely associated with Hinduja brothers. And then the life went into two different directions.
Yeah. Understand.
They trusted him so much. They saw the potential. They saw the, what growth this person can achieve. So, from which perspective you are looking? If you are an observant, you have no right to examine, measure, understand anybody's progress or growth. Then, why did I share all these examples? To make you realize that all that you need to do is to self examine your self growth, your own potential, and are you working towards that potential or not? See, if you look at somebody, it has to be looked for the inspiration. It has to be looked for appreciation.
Right.
It is to be looked as a role model.
Yes.
So, when I talk about the action, Rishikesh, two major actions in his life, Dhirubhai Ambani took. One day he realized and he resigned from 135 trust as a trustee that I want to focus only on business.
Hmm.
One day he realized and he talked to his wife Kokilaben that you have to take care of these children. How much money you need? This is money that will come to you on a monthly basis. I will only focus on my business. This is a commitment towards a growth. I have given you example of Vinod Kambli. A similar example is there with Anil Ambani. It's a sabotage, lack of focus, going around glitters, going around shiny objects.
Yes.
And then he realized, and now he is bounced back.
Yes.
So, point is, though, here when I'm quoting, I'm not judgmental about that. When we do observe, we get judgmental about somebody's life. and we tick in the mind good or bad, good or bad. So the biggest learning which I had learned from the, one of the sloks of Swami Dayanand Sampradaya, and it is given in his Vachanamrut. It is about Vivek. आपको किसी के बारे में बात नहीं करनी है, आपको किसी का कुछ देखना नहीं है. And there is a big paragraph of that. That has been my eye opener for me. So on that basis, I am talking to all of you. These are the metaphors and examples for you to realize. The conclusion is very simple. Yes, everybody of us, we sabotage ourselves to become the God that we are. By indulging ourselves into the life and feeling that everything is done by me, well, everything is done by the interaction between you and the divine, by the choices you make with the divine.
with the divine.
Neither you alone nor divine alone without you can achieve or do things. For divine to achieve the heights, only and only possible through you.
Mhm.
On its own, divine cannot do anything. And that is why they have created humans.
Yeah.
Humans are the people, humans are the species. They are the eyes and ears and everything of the consciousness.
Yes.
And they experience the reality the way they see. And this collective experience becomes the experience of the consciousness.
Yes.
So, what happens if you sabotage? You'll have to come back and do your duty and do your work.
Yeah. It is a very simple thing. Basically, I remember you saying eventually you will have to face it, you will have to take that right decision and grow. So it is about being in alignment and listening and acting on it, because every time when you're not choosing, you are not in alignment, choosing in the right direction.
At the age of 82, 85, whatever, I don't recollect the age of Ratan Tata, was he not active until last? Was he not
No,
handling everything? This is how living the potential, isn't it?
absolutely.
So health is not a limitation. Our external circumstances are not limitation. Humans have power to stop the rain. Humans have power to change the seasons. Humans have power. When you think of that, are we not sabotaging ourselves? Yes, we do, but we are not aware. Though, if we realize that we can do this, we will do it. We'll find our ways to work it out.
Right.
And then when you get these powers, you don't find need to interfere into the nature's flow. Then you become the part of the nature's flow. That no, no, no. I don't want to ride the nature.
Yeah. Yes. You become humble.
So what is
Absolutely.
important is being self-aware all the time, which is the most difficult thing. Easiest thing is to sabotage. Easiest thing is to grow. To be self-aware is the toughest thing, but it is natural.
Yes.
It's a question of focus. It's the question of focus from the external to the internal, and what am I doing? Just witnessing. You are outside of you and just looking at how you are operating, what you are doing, what are you speaking. Just be an observant of what are you seeing, what are you doing. At all times, just be observant.
Yes.
And it's like being in the movie. You like the movie and you get soaked into the movie and you become the characters of those movies and you start running those emotions and you start crying and laughing and feeling sad and feeling love and everything. And that's the power of movie making. That's what it is called, get soaked. And you don't like the movie, you don't know how to pass the time in the theater. Your focus is on food and the drink and what the other person is doing.
Yes.
But that's not witnessing.
Yes.
That either you should not get soaked or get disassociate. You just be an observant of what is happening without affecting any change, judging. Okay, ये
Yes.
यहाँ ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, वो होना चाहिए नहीं. At that time, no thought should run your mind. And that's the true progress towards your self realization in an internal journey. In the external journey, every action that you take has to be aligned with the nature and the laws of the nature and the universal energy which is flowing through you. And without realizing, take the guidance, take the step of trust with the surrendering of faith. You have to have that faith to surrender.
Yes.
And then you grow. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Self awareness.
So awareness will help you to move forward from there.
Yes.
But mind is so cunning, it's so psychological that all the mind will pull you down from the awareness and to cheat the awareness. You don't know the capacity of the mind to cheat the way it can do in creating any illusionary situations.
Yeah.
Because now I feel that there is a greater need of actually even meditation. It takes a very long time for the person to be fully aware about what he or she is doing.
Yes.
So the best way to create some tool that will help them to be aware about themselves, reflect
That
themselves
would
in
be
their life.
nice. That would be nice.
Still, then be aware. Anything else?
No, actually, it is. This is like a good reminder. It's like a क्या बोलते हैं वो रिवीजन जैसा क्लास हो गया है मेरा अभी. Good reminder for me. It is a. I'm very grateful to you to put these things such a big and vast topic in a most simplest possible way. And I hope all the people who will watch this will be more aware, including me, because awareness is necessary. And till the time you create some tools, we shall be aware. Thank you.
I accept your compliments and pass it on to from where it is. All this talk has come.
Thank you.
I was just the witness.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking out time and talking to me. It's been wonderful always talking to all of you.
It's my pleasure.
And
Thank you.
let's meet tomorrow for the psychological development aspect of
Yes.
childhood
Child. Child.
and the stages of development through the talk with Divya. Thank you for being the part of the silent voice.